Cheers everybody, welcome to another video review. I wasn't going to do this, I'll be honest. I wasn't going to do this comparison, but I thought myself the other day, I thought, well, I'm bleating on about it, this Mulligan's stout. And I could be wrong regarding it compared to Guinness. And I thought, well, it's best if you just do the video and see what you think. And if people agree with you, they do. If they, they don't, they don't. And just approach this video with an open mind, thinking, may the best beer win. So that's what I'm about to do. So we have got a Guinness Draught. There we go, 4.1% ABV. We're going to compare that with the Aldi Mulligan Stout, which is, of course, 4.1% ABV. Now, I know there's a few people, I've had some messages, who are finding trouble getting this Mulligan's from their Aldis. Now, I just thought I'd go on the Aldi website and just stick in Mulligan's in their search bar. It didn't come up, which is absolutely bizarre. So that tells me it's not available everywhere. I don't know what parts of the country. I mean, up my way it was available. I don't know if it still is. I haven't been in Aldi since I bought it, but I know my mate Baz at All the Beer No Idea, he couldn't get hold of it, so I sent him a can. And so yeah, there's people out there who've had trouble getting this, but we'll give this comparison an open mind, a little bit of respect, and see which one is actually genuinely the best beer out of the two. So as you can see, we got a castle on one can and we got a harp on the other. The only thing Guinness like we have with the Aldi one is, of course, the colours, and we've got this red kind of like signature on the side, which you got there. Okay, so we've got the Arthur Guinness kind of like signature there, and we've got the Mulligan's signature there. So the colour scheme is exactly the bloody same ABV. It says, it doesn't say anything on the Guinness as part as a description of the drink. Why would it? This is the most probably the most famous drink in the world. So they're not going to bloody just patronise it and say what it is. It just says what it is on the can, doesn't it? But on Mulligan's Stout, it says, the rich, full flavours of stouts make them a perfect accompaniment for grilled meats dishes, such as meat stews and chili. So it's giving you a food pairing, not saying anything else. So we'll give this a go and see what it's all about. We've got our glasses rinsed because I thought I'd rinse them. So hopefully it won't go everywhere. So we'll crack open the Guinness. Hopefully it will stay where it is. And we'll open the Mulligan's. Now usually the Mulligan's pisses it all out of the ring. So we're going to give that. And it has. Look at that. What fucking twat that is. Right, let's just pour them in. Oh, fuck's sake, that's gone everywhere. It's gone everywhere. Right, I'm going to have to pour them in. This is the best part of the bloody video. I don't know why Mulligan's. There we go. The Mulligan's is in. And I'm going to have to clear this shit up now. So as you can see, that's them both settling quicker. I think the Guinness has settled very quick. And we're going to have to pause it now because the Mulligan's, for some reason, every Mulligan's I've cracked open has just pissed itself out all the bloody time. So that's the Guinness, that's the Mulligan's. As you can see, the Guinness is already settled. I'm going to pause it. So, as you can see, the heads are slightly different. As I said, the Guinness behaved itself. The Mulligan's hasn't, and every can I've had, it's just been like I say, pissing its load every time you crack open the ring. So let's look at the appearance anyway. So as you can see, a more solid, bigger head from the Mulligans. As in terms of colour, they're exactly the same in colour. Let's get the aromas. Yeah, the Guinness, you're getting the roastiness as always. Slight coffee note there. The Mulligans, yeah, you're getting the coffee note again. Not as much roastiness, more of a creaminess from the Mulligans for me. That aroma. So there's a slight difference. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you, it's all down to bloody stout everywhere. It's it's all down to preference, because I can't really sit here and tell you that one beer smells better than the other. Mulligan's feels a little bit more creamier, in smells a little bit more creamy coffeeness. The Guinness is slightly more roastiness, but they're decent notes. So for me at the moment, it's a draw. I think the proof is going to be in the taste. So I'm going to go first with the Guinness. Cheers, everyone. With nitros, I'll say it and say it again, you don't get big flavours with nitros. That's my opinion. It does. The flavours do diminish with nitro stouts. I'll be honest. That's the way I feel. Every nitro stout I've had, I've always preferred a more conventional stout, because you're getting more roasty flavours. But what nitro does is give it that look. Of course it does. So, taste-wise, thin in body, marshmallow-like, light in texture. Yeah, it's the Guinness. So, roastiness there, subtle notes of coffee, maybe a slight subtle chocolatey bitterness there. Let's go with the Mulligans. It tastes different. The Mulligans taste totally different to the Guinness. Wow. I thought that would be very, very, that would be very much the same in terms of flavour. But what you get with the Guinness is what you expect. There's a thinness there. There's subtle notes of chocolate, bitterness, roastiness, coffee. It's there. With the Mulligans, you pick up more, dare I say, slightly hoppy notes to it. For me, you don't really pick up. It's more coffee. It's more coffee-like. Going again. The Mulligan's feels like it's got more flavour to the body. The Guinness feels thinner. The Guinness feels more watery than the Mulligan's. Definitely. So boys and girls, in terms of flavour, they are different. Flavours are different. I can't really say when regards to flavours, the Mulligan's is better, because the Guinness flavour, they're very similar in flavour, as in the strength of the flavour, if you want to call it that. They're both subtle flavoured stouts, but but different. They are different. Trying to describe the Mulligans to the... It's not as roasty, the Mulligans, as the Guinness. I think the Guinness is slightly roastier. Mulligan's slightly more coffee, leaning towards coffeeness. The flavours, like I say, are both subtle. But I think the winner for me is the body, the beer with the better body. And for me, one more for the road. The Guinness is thin, watery. The Mulligans seems to have slightly more substance to it. Slightly more coffee, slightly more chocolate. So boys and girls, we've got a winner. And for me, the best beer out of these two, I have to go with the Mulligans. There's subtle differences between the two beers. It's not as clear. It's not as clear cut than what I thought it would be. Between the two, it's not as clear cut. They've both got, so they are similar in a lot of ways. But for me, what edges it is the body of the beers. And for me, the Mulligans edges it over the Guinness. But believe you me, this comparison was a lot closer than what I thought it would be. Thank you so much for watching this one. Look after yourselves and see you on my next one. Kiss it. Bib bib.